Another operation which happened during World War II. There were a fucking lot of these things. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we're going to be talking about the film Anthropoid. This is a film about Operation Anthropoid, which happened in Czechoslovakia back during World War II. The very beginnings, I believe, of World War II, first couple of years. And basically, setup for this movie is that in 1938, Germany said, oh hey, give us Czechoslovakia, and the Allies didn't really have any way to stop them, and the country didn't really have its own military force to stop the German army, so they were just able to march in. This country has been occupied by Nazi Germany for the last couple of years, and so there is a resistance which has built up, and we have two people who parachute in from the London resistance to assist Czechoslovakia and carry out Operation Anthropoid, and that operation focuses on trying to assassinate Hitler's third in command. Jamie Dornan is one of the stars of this film. He does a very, very good job. All the performances throughout this film are fantastic. I really enjoyed all the aspects of this movie. I thought everyone did a really, really good job, and I just really enjoyed all of the performances. I thought Jamie Dornan did a very, very good job. He has kind of shaky disorder where he gets really nervous, and so he can't keep his hand from shaking like this. And you see this really early on in the movie, and it starts to affect him later in the film as well. We also have Cillian Murphy, who is also in some, who I haven't really seen a lot of recently, honestly. But he also is in this movie, plays kind of the sidekick of Jamie Dornan, and they both rely on each other really well. I really like seeing their relationship and their chemistry on screen, because there are times where they're both kind of riled up, or they're both facing some really big event which has happened to them, and the other one has to use what they know about this person to calm them down, to deal with the situation, to resolve everything. And so just seeing the relationship that these two guys have with each other, it's really, really good, and it just makes the film all the better. The story is also very, very interesting. This is not something I've ever really known about, and to my knowledge, if it's ever been mentioned in my history classes or in a history book, it's glanced over, if anything. But there's this operation in Czechoslovakia where this underground resistance and these two guys from London tried to assassinate Hitler's third in command, who was stationed in Czechoslovakia. He was nicknamed the Butcher of Prague. He just slaughters people left and right, doesn't really give a shit. And so they plan and calculate and figure out time when to assassinate this guy. You see before the operation, leading up to it, you see the operation take place, and then you see the after effects of that, whether or not it succeeds or fails. And you see just what happens during this whole ordeal and what happens to these people who are in this resistance. And it's a very powerful story. It is a little bit slow, I will say that. It's a very slow moving movie because it covers a lot. It's a very dialogue driven film for the most part, but the last half hour of this movie is just extremely powerful and very tough to watch at some points because it deals with some torture, and it's just the big climax of the movie. And it's just, it had the whole audience silent, pretty much. And one thing that I really enjoy is when the credits roll and the audience is just silent, nobody moves, and it happened with this movie. And that shows that the film is very powerful, it had an impact on people, and this really did have that effect, I think. Because it's a very tough story to watch, and I thought that the resolution that shows during the credits, like what happened as a result of this incident occurring, what happened after the events of this film, that all added some light into the film. And yeah, very, very good movie. Toby Jones, also in the film. He plays one of the leaders of the resistance. Just want to kind of mention him. He also does a very good job. One of the things that I actually really, really liked about this movie is the fact that it's not just a cut and dry, black and white type of film. It's not like, oh hey, we take out Hitler's third in command, everything's going to be happy days for the rest of the war. No, they make it a point to make sure that the audience is aware, and that the characters are aware, that if this guy gets taken out, there will be ramifications for the people of Czechoslovakia. People are going to be slaughtered in retaliation of this. And once an event takes place in the movie, there are times where it's like, oh hey, 30,000 Czechs are going to be killed as a result of something which happens in the movie. And so it allows for real world consequences and real world issues to happen in this movie and makes it a highlight. And it's something which I really appreciated having in the movie, because a lot of these biopics which focus on war operations don't really focus on that aspect when they're trying to assassinate Hitler, or they're trying to assassinate one of his generals or commanders or somebody. They don't focus on the fact that there would be actual ramifications if these guys get taken down. And just what ends up happening as a result is very, very interesting, and I really like the fact that they put that in the movie. But guys, Anthropoid is not in many theaters at the moment, but if you have the opportunity to see this film, definitely check it out. Like I said, it is kind of slow moving, but it is very, very well done, and it's a very powerful story, a very important story to know about from World War II, and not one that I think many people are aware of. And myself, I was not aware of it before I saw this movie, and now I'm really happy that I knew what happened to these guys. So guys, Anthropoid, check it out if you are interested, but those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on watching.